What's going on, Slot Car family? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This is mpslotcar and you guessed it, I am still Massimo. In today's video, we have a review on a pretty awesome SCALEXTRIC car. I was corrected in one of my last videos because I always just read it as SCALECTRIC, on this side of the world at least. But someone told me you have to pronounce the X, so it's SCALEXTRIC. SCALEXTRIC. Correct me again if I'm wrong. But we did get sent a beautiful car actually from SCALEXTRIC. It's still a tongue tire for me, I'm sorry. But they sent me this beautiful Porsche 911 3.0 RSR in this gorgeous livery. I had this now sitting around for a few weeks. I've fallen a little bit behind on my reviews, but I've been waiting to review this car because I just really love the livery. So instead of standing here talking about it, let's crack this open because I want to run some laps with it. So let's get into it. Now we're at track level here, and I still have this work that I pointed out to do in another video that I still have to do the foam here, there, and everywhere. I still have a lot of work to do here over the winter, but we'll get into that in another video. As you can maybe notice here, my podium ready for next year with Lewis Hamilton and some nice Ferrari gear, and we have Antonelli there as well, Kimi Antonelli, and we still have Max there. I'm gonna have to change the top three, I think, because I have them ordered that way, but I think Lewis should be on the top. But besides that, let's get into this and a look at the box. It's your standard SCALEXTRIC box here. On the back, you got the Porsche official licensed product. There is the code if you're interested in this car. It is C4439 Porsche 911 3.0 RSR Valiant. And I love these Valiant liveries. This turquoise kind of green. I mean, it's a lot of funky colors altogether. Really funky indeed, but they work. You never would have thought this turquoise green with the purple, orange, and yellow would work, but they got it to work on this livery time and time again. This isn't the first livery I have in this car. I have it in some other brands as well, and it's just always been a very cool, very striking livery. And here she is, released from her cage. So let's take a look at this up close and see what we think on our first impressions. And by just quickly looking around the car, I don't see any flaws at all with the paint or decals, other than, okay, there's a little chip there in the paint, or the decal there. If that's coming up on camera or not. But other than that, I'm not really seeing much than my fingerprints everywhere. I think this is a very beautiful livery with the gold rims there. I think that looks pretty cool. Got all the sponsors, you got Bosch, you got Bilstein, all the Valiant, obviously plastered all over the car. Number 5, you got Shell up here, Porsche. I mean, it looks very cool. I think this is an awesome livery. So look underneath. It doesn't have the Porsche logo under here. I know some cars, SCALEXTRIC likes to do that. SCALEXTRIC likes to do that. I will get it eventually. But you do have the vents here for the motor. It's a DPR ready if you wanted to make this car digital. You have a magnet in the back there. I mean, and look at that offset from the front to the back. How much wider the back tires are. Even the car itself, the body just goes that way. It's a fat back end. And I think it looks pretty awesome. Those are really meaty rear tires. So I'm hoping it grips well on the track. We're going to see. I feel like the Porsches I have in different brands really run well on my track. I'm not sure what it is, if it's just the body shapes, but they run very well on my track. So I'm assuming this is going to be a pretty quick runner. I'm not sure how high I'll trouble on the leaderboard, but we're going to find out. Some nice vent work there. Obviously the mirrors. The one thing about this car, maybe, if I had to find a complaint, because I want to be as real as possible with these reviews. I don't want to just say I love the car, although I do. I think this livery is top notch, and they hit it out of the park. I see no major flaws with this at all. Like, it looks great. Even the finish on it, it just looks very, very nice. Maybe just the interior, like the driver could have used maybe a little bit more detail, like the helmet or something like that. But other than that, the rest of the car is great. Just my only complaint would be maybe the interior, if I wanted to be nitpicky. But the interior doesn't really matter as much. We care about the exterior, and I think they hit that out of the park. Very beautiful livery. So what I'm going to do now is input this into my Smart Race app. We'll run a few laps and see where we end up on my leaderboard. And here we go for the first D-slot of the run. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but I just may D-slot one or two more times in this run. So stay tuned. Now, I really believe that this car has a lot more, and that was more down to my controller not really being dialed in. So I took a break, regrouped, adjusted my controller, and we did the run again, and I'm much happier with the results the second time around. So let's check it out right now and see how we did. So because I crashed on that last lap on that back straight, there's no point in continuing because that last lap would have been a terrible lap. So we ended on 5 laps, but there were 5 much more consistent laps, and we managed a 5.9, which was a pretty good improvement over the, I believe, 6.2 on the first run. And it put it 30th on the leaderboard out of around 90 cars. So 30th on the leaderboard is very good. And when I just filtered it for the GT cars and 132nd in particular, this car was 3rd place. We'll take a look at the leaderboard right now. We still have this Porsche 911 RSR in P1, and that thing was just an anomaly, so much quicker. The Ferrari in P2, and then we have this Porsche in P3, very close to the 2 front runners. A great running car. So again, just after, 11 laps running this car, a 5.9, it's very good. The car is very light compared to a lot of the other cars that I've run on the track, so it has that advantage. The meaty rear tires, I mean, the car does still step out. It's actually quite fun to drive. You do got to catch it out of the corners. Also, it's on my end. I have to adjust the throttle response on the controller and the braking a little bit more, like I did on the second run, and the little tweaks already made a big difference. So there is a little bit more pace probably in this car, but a 5.9, pretty much out of the box. I didn't do anything other than clean the tires after the first run, play with the controller, and I loosened the body screws just a little bit to give it a little bit more wiggle. But other than that, completely bone stock out of the box, and a 5.9, that's very, very good. And in terms of delivery, once again, very, very good. I love this car. Be sure to check out SCALEXTRIC and take a look at all the great cars they have to offer. They have a lot of cars coming out right now, right around the Christmas season. It's Christmas right now. It's 2024. We're about a week away from Christmas. So check them out. They have a lot of awesome cars like this one. And stay tuned. We'll have more reviews on some SCALEXTRIC cars. I have the track work that I'm doing that I'm going to be doing some updates on, some other brands that I have to review, and also some kits that I'm building from Magnetic Racing that I've been working on. So you're gonna see this track change a little bit in terms of scenery over the next few weeks. But yeah, stay tuned, be safe, and remember to keep your guide in the slot, and I'll catch you all very soon in the next one. Take care. Ciao.